Hello, beautiful. It's Joe again, and I'm finally back. It has been a bit of a wild ride of a month. We're looking at 4 weeks since I have posted. Sorry. It's not been what it should have been. It was the holidays. What can I say? More failures than successes. I barely fasted. I had a handful of fast days over the last 4 weeks. We're currently looking at basically week 37 through 40, uh, which entirely encompasses post Thanksgiving right through Christmas. It is only a couple of days to the new year. What is today? Today's the 29th. So it's almost New Year's. Uh, I was planning about this time to do my 3 month weigh in scale, blah, blah, blah. I probably will do that in a couple of days on the first and just start official. I can guarantee you that I've gained at least 15 pounds. Last time I peaked, it wasn't looking pretty, and I haven't really watched since then. I have been eating garbage. I've been eating nothing but trash. Things spiraled. Things totally spiraled. I, as you might remember, was doing some plumbing work and adding in that guest bathroom and the remodeling the guest room. It's basically kind of like an efficiency apartment, kitchenette, all of that. Well, we couldn't find the water lines. So finally, we just had to come to the other side of the house and redo the plumbing in my entire house, the whole house. At one point, I didn't have running water in the house for like 9 days. It was a better part of a week and a half where at one point I didn't even have a toilet. Like it wasn't installed in the floor, and I was having to do camping options to the toilet. I could barely wash my face. I was going to friends' houses to shower. Uh, I did not intend to redo my entire plumbing in my whole house at this point in time. I did intend to redo my bathroom at some point in time, uh, but I ideally was going to have my guest bathroom available someday when that day came. Not both happening at the same time. With no running water in the house, I didn't want to fast because the results of fasting often run through my stomach in a very dramatic manner. Even if it's not terrible, there's no putting it off, there's no delay. It's actually simpler to eat every day within that situation and have a more normal system movement. Um, Also, with no running water, you really don't want to do proper cooking because you can't clean up from the proper cooking. And that snowballed into chips and cookies and canned soup. And God help me, every terrible thing I've ever enjoyed eating. I mean, and then once I got my water back, it was a little sporadic and things just kind of continued in the bad direction. And then I was completely re addicted to sugar and carbs by the time everything normalized. And then I was just eating every bad habit that I ever had, was just in full force. I tried a couple of times to fast, and it got harder for a minute. Just in my head, I wasn't in the right headspace for it, and I actually just felt literally hungry more. You know, the people who talk about how hungry they are all day, and I never really comprehended it, that came to me. That was my life, and I was hungry even on a simple fast day, waking up hungrier than I normally ever. I mean, throughout most of my life, I'm not a breakfast eater, but I'm waking up hungry now. I'm like, what just happened? What just happened? Uh, I am actually trying to fast today. I, in the last month, have only had a handful of fast days. There were a few dry fast days. There was one slightly extended fast. But when I wasn't fasting, I was eating garbage. And Christmas time, from Thanksgiving to Christmas, is when I turn into a baker. And I bake cookies. And I bake cookies full of real butter and lots of chocolate chips and walnuts. And they may not be the prettiest store-bought looking cookie ever, but they're good. I make a good cookie. People wait all year for me to get in a baking mood. But we're still in a pandemic. I'm not seeing a fraction of the people that I normally see to gift cookies to. Therefore, all these cookies were in my house. I guarantee that I am looking thick and bloated right now because I've done nothing but graze on chocolate chip walnut cookies. Yesterday, I didn't. I didn't know what I wanted to eat, so then it got a little bit late, and I found a couple of packets of ramen in the back of a cabinet. I haven't had ramen in so long. Those were there in case of an emergency, but they're quick and easy. They cook fast. Boom. The sodium content is not normal. I need extra sodium. I'm fasting. It's ridiculous, and I guarantee I look like it. I haven't taken any full body pictures lately. I feel bloated. I know based on the last time I did peek onto the scale, I had gained like 12 pounds back. Uh, we are definitely at the point where the holidays are over now. New Year's is almost here. I am trying to get right and not let this snowball me in a long-term way. One bad month hitting you in the holidays, and I'm not going to torture myself about it. I'm still, right now, incredibly better off than I was this time last year. Here is a picture I took of myself this time last year. I mean, just, I am still incredibly better off than where I was this time last year. And I am going to get right. The cookies are pretty much out of the house now. I actually have one more batch that I have mixed but hadn't baked. I was thinking about possibly scooping and making like the dough balls and freezing them so that when I want a cookie or if I want to make cookies for anyone, they're in the freezer ready to go and I can just pop and cook them. But most of the worst stuff is out of the house, and now I just have to get back in the cooking mode. I've got a few things in the freezer that I bought and then never cooked, so I froze them, like, some good meats and more high protein. And for a minute there, after the water situation, I just couldn't get back into I'm gonna cook. But I wasn't in a fasting place either, which meant garbage food, garbage food, garbage food, fake food, synthetic, carby, vegetable oil, nasty sugarness. Mountain Dew, all my weaknesses came to the forefront. So I am officially trying to get right as of right now. Um, I had a good Christmas. It was really low key. Gizmo was getting mad at me. He's like, quit just putting me in the yard. Take me for a walk. Because I didn't move. I went full sloth mode. My butt was attached to that couch. And I just sat up watching TV and chilling out. Uh, to an extreme. To an extreme. I just, for the last couple of weeks, fell into every worst habit I ever had. Wintertime is not my activity level time. I am active in the summer. I function most actively when it's warm. When it gets cold, I am incredibly less active than normal. And then you pair that with house construction, no water, holidays, and I just lost every bit of progress I've had for a while. But I didn't lose all the progress from the last year. Um, it's been a wild ride. As of right now, as far as my water situation goes, I've got about 3/4 of my water back in the house. My kitchen sink is fully functional. My shower's functional. The toilet's functional. We're still reinstalling a new bathroom sink because I had a pedestal sink and it was really weirdly placed right next to the toilet. They put all the water in this tiny little cluster, like literally, if I was feeling bad and I was at the bathroom, I could lean my head on the sink. It was that close. So since he's already redoing all this stuff, it's taken longer, but he's built a cabinet and made a full with a counter, so there's some counter space. I am not a fan of pedestal sinks. I mean, there's nowhere to even set your toothbrush. What? No, no. This is my house. So a little bit more space. It's moved to the other side of the room. So that's the only water that is still in flux. And then we'll straighten everything back up, get the tiles all popped back in and regrouted and framed in properly. And there's still a lot of grunge and discombobulation in my bathroom. I will say, though, that by redoing my water, we wound up having to go and redo every ounce of the water on my property to a wild degree, because this is an older house. It was built in 59, and it had water going places that didn't make no sense. And it took about almost 2.5 minutes to get water from my hot water heater to my kitchen sink. I would sit there and turn the water on and wait, walk away, do something, waiting for hot water. Now I get it in like 15 seconds, and I get much better water pressure, so that's awesome. Shower has better water pressure. We changed out and put a whole different toilet in because I was not a fan of the toilet I had. It was one of those handicapped friendly elongated ones, and it was like extra elongated, so it was hard to find a seat for it, everything. It was terrible. It just didn't work for me. And did I want to spend that much money? Because I have spent so much money. The credit card I had almost completely paid off is not almost paid off anymore. It's ugly. It looks ugly. But in the long run, I'll be happy all of this stuff happened. But now it's just a matter of getting right with myself and what I want for my life and my eating patterns and getting off the couch and not letting wintertime turn me into a bigger sloth than ever. Because, wintertime is just not easy for me to move around. I've been staying up too late at night, sleeping a little bit later in the morning. I mean, we got to the point where Gizmo will let me sleep till almost 8. That's like a miracle. And then I'm still just laying there reading a book or something if I don't have to be at work. It's almost midnight before I went to sleep last night. That's not like crazy to anybody else, but I, generally speaking, most of my jobs are early morning jobs, and I had that habit, and I would go to bed early and get up really early, and with my walks and everything, even if I wasn't working, I was getting up at 5:30 in the morning at the latest, and I have lost every bit of motivation. So now I'm working on turning it back around, getting back to where I need to be, want to be, prefer to be, and we'll see how it goes. But it's been 4 weeks since I have felt in the mood to sit down and give you an update, and I am trying to at least let you know where we are. Like I said, at the new year, in just a few days, I'll get my workout clothes on and do my full body beginning of the year measurements, and they are not going to look as good as my last one 3 months ago, but we'll know where I'm at. I'll know where I'm at. I'll log it like I do on my spreadsheet, so I know what I have to come back from. And I hope you guys had a beautiful, beautiful Thanksgiving through Christmas, and I hope the coming new year is a beautiful time for you. I hope this pandemic doesn't keep getting you down. It's a little more strict around here. We did have a flare-up around here, but it didn't get a hold too bad yet. People are at least trying to be a little more careful now, though. So, Happy New Year. Please, if you like to know more, comment, subscribe, notification bell, all the things. And I will see you later and catch you on the flip side. Have a great New Year and week. Well, baby, I think that's as good as it gets. At least I knew what I wanted to talk about and didn't keep saying and Yeah, more baby. Want to say hi to everybody? Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, you mushy face. Who's got a sticker?